Hi guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to go over a couple of things to do with Resto Druids. Mainly I'm going to cover the talents, rotation, what kind of gear you want to go for, and stat priorities. So let's start with the talents. Now these are the talents I use. First of all, in the level 15 tree I go with Displacer Beast. It's basically Blink, teleports you 20 yards forward and increases movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. Next up is a new one for me. Now, previously, in PvP, the aspect of how you heal changes a lot. And with this raid spec, I've decided to go for Ysera's Gift. Now, what that does is it heals you for 4% of your maximum health every 5 seconds, and if you're at full health, it heals a random nearby injured ally. Now what that means is that you can keep yourself topped up for the entire of a fight, and as a healer you can always make sure that you don't stand in the fire and that you need to move out of the things that happen, watching timers, cooldowns, that kind of thing. So this works as a smart heal, which means that every 5 seconds someone in your raid is going to get hit for 4% of your maximum health, which is really, really handy for raids, and it's passive, so you don't have to think about using it. It's something that you can just let tick off in the background. For myself, it tends to do around 7% of the healing done. The next talent line is the 45 level talents. Really your only choices here are Mass Entanglement and Typhoon. Personally I prefer Typhoon, as you can push a lot of mobs away. If they're all casting something you can use it as an interrupt. But Mass Entanglement does have its value in boss fights where you might be needed to root adds. Although you shouldn't be doing this too much as a healer, this should be done by the DPS and or the tanks. Right then, so this comes to the level 60 talent line, where you have Soul of the Forest, Tree of Life and Force of Nature. Let's just cancel out Force of Nature for now. We can maybe look at that another day, but for the moment you want to look at the pros and cons of Soul of the Forest and Incarnation, aka Tree of Life. Raid-wise, probably going to suggest that you stick to Tree of Life. Soul of the Forest is fantastic, and it is a great passive ability to have in Arena, in 5-man groups, and in battlegrounds. Now at the moment, like I said, I'm focusing on raiding, so I'm going to be going with Incarnation Tree of Life. This gives me a 3-minute cooldown, which increases healing done by 15%, and it also enhances some of your spells. Now the way to use this in the bigger raids at the moment would be to pop Tree of Life and really start spamming Rejuvenation, like Wrath of the Lich King style, start spamming it on everybody. Make sure you pair this up with your level 100 ability that I'll cover in a moment, and this will help you out massively, especially if you use it toward the beginning of a fight and then you have it available again at the end of the fight. Okay, moving on to level 75 talents. There are again really only 2 choices for me. Other people may see the perks of having all 3 of them available. I'll use Ursol's Vortex and Mighty Bash. Now this again completely depends on if it's a trash pull or if it's a raid fight where they have a mob that can be stunned. It's very helpful in that situation to have Mighty Bash. Ursol's Vortex also tends to come in quite handy where you have fights that there will be an ad that can fixate on a person and start going toward them. If you chuck your Ursol's Vortex down, that ad will run forward maybe 20-30 yards and then they get ported back into it, which gives the DPS a lot more time to carry on with cleave/AoE damage. Moving up to the level 90 talents. Now these are great. This is my favourite line. You've got Heart of the Wild. When activated, increases all healing done by 35% and dramatically increases the druid's ability to tank, deal melee damage and cast spells. As a Resto Druid, I can now do 22k DPS with Heart of the Wild up, spamming Wrath only. Great. Dream of Cenarius, again fantastic, not so good in some fights. For fights like the Butcher maybe, I think it might have been quite good, where you can just stand there spamming Wrath, and that heals up the group quite well. Again, it's a smart heal, so the heal lands on the person who needs it. We move on to my preferred choice, Nature's Vigil. It's only a 1.5 minute cooldown, so this gives you the advantage of having a very short cooldown that you can keep up and running, and constantly throughout the fight keep popping it, keep using it, keep taking advantage of those extra heals that it gives out to the group. Again, smart heals, so if someone's taking damage and you're healing someone else, that person will take those heals, and it's a very good ability to have. You can also spam Wrath. Again, remember that Wrath is free. Some people seem to not have this on their bars at the moment, but yeah, Nature's Vigil very handy. And the level 100 ability, there's only really one choice. I don't ever see myself using the other ones until they change them. Germination. You can apply 2 rejuvenations to the same target, and rejuvenation's duration is also increased by 3 seconds. So go for that. So this is my talent tree. This is what I'm using for raiding. Currently 6 out of 7. Expect that to change in the next few days, and looking forward to mythic raiding. Thanks for watching, guys.